The Struggle for Canada, Canadian Confederation by Matthew J. McGuire, edited by Ernie Ring. With Canada's 150th birthday having just passed in 2017, one could be quite tired of Confederation, which was a multi-year, multifaceted, and very complex process. Therefore, this short book on the politics, economics, cultural, and regional debates which have continued on Confederation and its aftermath right down to today, as most people only know that it happened on July the 1st, 1867. But the history of Confederation is the story of a nation, politically from the very beginnings of responsible government and the armed rebellions which took place to establish that in 1837 and 1838. Responsible government was a necessary prequel for Confederation to happen politically, for one could not happen without the other. This has been Canada's system of Westminster democracy, which has been the Canadian system of responsible government ever since 1837. However, one must simply look at Confederation for the story to be completed. But it is not just the story of the Charlottetown Conference, the London Conference, and the Quebec Conference. It is the story of men, both those men who are famous today and those who are perfectly obscure out of their respective regions. But rather than argue about who did what, this story of Confederation has decidedly been able to shed some more light on some of the other fathers of Confederation. This book also deals with what happened post-Confederation, such as how the Dominion of Canada set about taking the West, as Sir John Macdonald called it. It also addresses the political crises, indecisions, and pressures that tested the Dominion of Canada from its birth in 1867 and to the beginning of the 20th century, including the so-called years of instability after Sir John A. Macdonald's death in office. For one can truly argue that Confederation is the true birthmark of Canada, not the Great War of 1914-18. Although that may have forged Canada's nation militarily, we needed to have the political abilities which Confederation had granted to us 50 years before our great military coming of age in the First World War. In the end, the story of what Confederation has taught Canada as a nation can thus be summed up in a quote by Sir Wilfrid Laurier, who said that one day mighty nations may indeed come to us to seek a lesson in justice and humanity. This is in conclusion what Canada must now teach to the rest of the world today. This book is also dedicated to Professor Greg Markey, Ph.D., at the Department of History and Politics at the University of New Brunswick in St. John, New Brunswick, as well as to Mr. David Waters and Mr. Kevin Maloney of Harvard High School, all of whom are excellent teachers of both Canadian and world history.